Alright, by the looks of things, we're going to get ourselves on the way. 1 minute until official start. This is the Mazda Pro Race. This is the second race, obviously, from the Mazda series that we've had. Last night we had the semi-pro race. And tonight we're going to have the pro race. Some of the guys that was in the semi-pro race, I think they feel that they could keep up with the pace with some of these guys. But we're going to get ourselves pretty much ready and underway. Just want to make sure that all the drivers are on the track. He's too busy looking, and I can't keep waiting for him. It's official. Time should be starting pretty soon. He's too busy looking in there, so I'm just gonna make sure all my settings are right. Alright, yep. And let's get this practice session. Let's get this qualifying on the way, man. We got some of the AMS guys in for tonight's special treat for the pro race. As we have AMS Wrencher, AMS Masters. He's going to entertain us tonight for the first time. Thank you for joining up. We have AMS Optimal as well. Brienne 354 ORG powered by Ford. It's also in the PTL League. H2O Pro Sports, Shatho, representing ORG. Drew 84, representing ORG. You have Donkey Mule, is in the PTL. Walk Tall Racer. And we also have Leon as well, as he's made his way out as well for the qualifying session as well. And he's also representing Team ORG. Looks like everybody's trying to line themselves up to work together. As the AMS boys are looking like they're trying to give you enough space in between each other. There's Walk Tall Racer. He's broke himself away from everybody. Give himself enough clean air. Hopefully he could be able to get himself in the 52 somewhere. That should give him a good, pretty much a decent start on the track for the 10-minute sprint race. We'll be watching as being that Walk Tall, unfortunately, looked like he might catch a penalty there. They want to eat that up. Yeah, a little bit too much of a penalty there. So we got so far Shatho with the with Walk Tall with the 54.322, Shatho with 53.9. Leon with 53.96, Drew with its 55.4, AMS Masters 57.6, AMS Optimal 58, AMS Dude, by the looks of it, has joined to watch the race. It looks like everybody's trying their best to give some space. As AMS Ranger, he's gave off an extra slower time. Not too sure if these guys are just trying to sit back a little bit, give a little space between each other. I know these guys can get themselves in those 52s. But so far right now you got ORG powered by Ford. He's actually leading so far right now with H2O Pro Sports sitting in second place. Shato in third. 0.245 seconds off. We can get ourselves as Brienne, she's starting to make her way around a couple of the corners to get herself ready to hopefully have a better lap. Like I said, she's 2.49, 4.27 now off AMS Wrench as he's thrown down the fastest lap time so far. Walk-Tall Racer actually threw down a faster lap time. He's thrown down a lap time of 53. And now Leon, now ORG powered by Ford, as everybody keeps coming across that start-finish line. Now it's Masters, now it's Optimal. It's getting pretty interesting right now as everybody keeps on coming across and everybody keeps on throwing down some of those faster lap times. Looks like Masters and Optimal. I don't know if they're definitely working together. Not too sure what happened to Masters. Looked like he got a little bit caught up right there, but he'll be fine. He's got more than enough time. He's sitting second place on the starting grid right now. Powered by Ford, he's about 0.9 of a second off. Qualifying session's just about ready to come to an end right now. 2 minutes left, so these guys are going to be able to get about 2 more laps in. As Leon, representing ORG, he's doing his thing. He's so far right now sitting on top of everybody else separate from the AMS drivers. AMS Wrencher was able to throw down a 52.346. I mean, very close between himself and first place. Point is like 1/100th of a second, almost 200ths of a second. Brienne putting down her fastest time right there is 53.117. Optimal with a faster time, and even Masters as well. So right now it looks like AMS Wrencher is 5/100ths of a second off. He's right now in third place right now on the start and on the grid. As Masters and Optimal. We don't know yet until we get across it. I don't know if you'll be able to have enough to make up for the that particular lap because the time that's remaining. But from the bottom working our way up, we got Drew 84, he's in 11th place. We have Donkey Mule in 10th, Shatho in 9th so far. H2O Pro Sports, Walk-Tall Racer, ORG powered by Ford, Brienne, Leon, AMS Wrencher. Look like he's still trying to claim another spot, as Optimal was very nice to actually pull away on the side to let Wrencher try and sneak in one more lap as he starts getting himself ready down the start finish line straight away. Here he comes. Can he get himself back up on the pole? Unfortunately not. AMS Wrencher will be starting actually third place. AMS Optimal, well done dude. Taking podium in the Mazda Pro Cup right here. AMS Masters sitting second place, and AMS Wrencher sitting in third place. As Apex Motorsports has got the 1, 2, 3 for the start right here in the Mazda Pro Tuning race. We have Leon, he's sitting in 4th. Brienne in 5th, ORG Powered by Ford 6, Walk Tall Racer, HO Pro Sports, Chateau, Donkey Mule, and Drew 84. As that's all come to an end, we're going to get ourselves ready. This race right here, it's super soft compound tires. And it's going to be pretty interesting because we got some pretty fast guys. These guys like a good race. And they race very well amongst themselves, so we're going to see some definite action-packed racing from these guys right up front. And, we're going to start off on board Pole AMS Optimal. Start getting ourselves ready for corner 1 as Leon, unfortunately, looked like he went to go send it. I think he might claim a little bit of a penalty. Respectfully slid down. Not too sure what actually happened there. It looks like Optimal had caught a little bit of a bad break right there in corner 1. Hopefully he stays in the race, stays to the wicket. It's still a 10-minute race. He's a fast enough driver. Not too sure exactly what happened there, so obviously I'll go over the situation and see what's exactly going on with that incident right there in corner 1 on the very start of the race. AMS Masters right now, he's leading the race right now to AMS Rencher. We've got a little inside joke because AMS Rencher, he's packed away about all 4 of the pro races that we've been having hosted in a row. And we've always been cracking a joke saying that we're going to get somebody to put the wrench on the bench. And by the looks of things, AMS Masters might be the guy that might do it today. But AMS Rencher, he's a very talented driver as he's right up in the draft. And using as much as he can of that Mazda roadster down the start finish line straightaway. So we're going to start seeing some very fast lap times with these drivers. There's 52.5 right now from AMS Masters with the fastest time right now. But the action in the back, Walk Tall Racer. Got a 2-second penalty right now. Not too sure what happened there. Looks like ORG Powered by Ford has lost a little bit of the real estate and pushed out a little bit too far wide, but he's back on track. AMS Optimal, he's made up some ground from where he lost off. He's moved himself back up from last place. He's up in 9th place now. See what's happening back up in the front right now. It looks like AMS Masters is starting to get a little bit of a comfortable lead on top of AMS Rencher right now. He's got a 1.2 second lead with 7 minutes and counting left. And Rencher's definitely claiming a lot of penalties to try and keep up with AMS Masters. 3rd place right now looks like HO Pro Sports has taken that spot, and looks like a little bit of arguing and debating going on with AMS Optimal, and not too sure if there's a little bit of battling going on between himself, Leon, Chateau, ORG Powered by Ford, and Drew and Donkey, and even Brienne. Very tight, very close. Very difficult. I could only imagine how hard it is to try and keep all those cars within a certain space within each other, as AMS Optimal's got himself up pretty close to Walk Tall Racer. Walk Tall does have a 1.3 second penalty that he needs to try to eliminate as he tries to shoot up on the inside of HO Pro Sports, but unfortunately that didn't work. All that's doing is allowing AMS Optimal to claim a little bit more real estate to actually be able to find himself a better position to actually make himself around walk tall. He's got his penalty down to 0.9 of a second right now. Battle still in the back is still pretty high powered right now. Everybody's still pretty close. Everybody's still in everybody's draft. AMS Masters still doing his thing. He's got no penalties to sit on. As AMS Wrenches, he got a total of 2.3 seconds of penalty. And we're just getting ourselves close to halfway through this race. And Masters looks very comfortable, and he's actually got a 0.015 second faster section right there. So we might actually see him starting to lead towards a faster lap time right now. Fastest lap time I've ever done here in all my practice was like a 52.4, 52.35. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's only so much room you can make, but I'm pretty sure, and I know AMS Masters, he's just driving smart. He's not really over pushing it. He's just keeping all four wheels on the track and keeping his fellow teammate in second place. And you can see his wrencher, his penalties that he had. He's slowly bringing it down. He's dropped it down to 2 seconds now. He's just got to try to keep eating that up as much as possible. So the fastest lap time's actually been set by AMS Wrencher, 52.5. AMS Optimal, he's plowed his way up to third place now. There's Walk Tall Racer, as you can see. He has him in his eyesight. H2O Pro Sports and even Leon getting himself in the mix. He's getting pretty close. So everybody's collecting more penalties. It looks like H2O Pro Sports got himself a half-second penalty. That's going to cause him to have to slow down his pace to try to eliminate that before the end of the race, because we only have 3 minutes and 20 seconds and counting. And the battle for 8th place as Drew 84, Brienne, and ORG powered by Fort. Even Donkey Mule, not too sure what happened there. Might be getting caught up a little bit of bumping around, but pretty sure he should be able to pick up some pace, as he already has. He's already 0.438 seconds faster than his fastest lap time. But looks like actually AMS Masters now collected a penalty. He's got a 1.5 second penalty right now. As AMS Wrenches dropped his down to 1.8. And we've got a total of 2 minutes and 30 seconds and dropping. And that gap between first place and second place is 1.7 seconds. But the gap between third place to the front, AMS Optimal, I think he's just going to stick to the wicket and just take that third place in pride. I think that 10 seconds, he's not going to be able to claim that. As long as he eats up that penalty, he should be alright. But the battle for 4th place is still going on, as Leon from Odie's Racing Group, he's got himself up in the 4th place right now, as Walk Tall Racer is trying to collect some of his draft. As you see, they're making their way down the start finish line straight away. And 6th place, between 4th to 6th place, they definitely got their battle going on. Vice versa from 7th, 8th place, and 9th. Donkey and Drew, looks like Drew, I'm not too sure exactly what's happening. Might have lost control of the car. But that gap between AMS Masters and AMS Wrenches actually gotten a lot closer. Masters has thrown down a faster lap time, 52.231. And we've got literally 1 minute left. I'm pretty sure these two drivers might get themselves on a lead lap. So it's going to boil down to the last lap for these two drivers if Optimal could make up that lost time. As, Apex Motorsports is doing what they normally do, sitting in first, second, and third place right now. Leon sitting in fourth place as he's still trying to fend off H2O Pro Sports and Walk Tall Racer. AMS Wrench has actually gotten himself a lot closer to AMS Masters. He's thrown down his fastest time overall, which is 52.265 AMS Wrencher to AMS Masters 52.231. And he's definitely in the draft. We're going to be definitely saying that this will be the last lap. And as you can see, Walk Tall Racer, he secured 6th place overall, as he couldn't make it across the start-finish line to stay on the lead lap. H2O Pro Sports, Leon. But we have still coming down to the very last corner. AMS Wrencher. He's going to have to, I think, suck it up and maybe take second place, as AMS Masters has taken his win streak from 6-7 in a row, but still Apex Motorsports was able to take second place as well. AMS Wrencher with the 1-2-3. Leon taking fourth place. H2O Pro Sports for fifth. Walk Tall Racing 6th. And very tight, action-packed race, literally from the beginning all the way to the end. Just gonna let these guys know 10 minutes till the long for the 40-minute endurance start. And I'm gonna start changing the room settings and get ourselves ready for this 40-minute endurance race, where everybody could redeem themselves from their last race and see if they could place in a better spot than the last time. Alright. Alright. And we're just about ready to make this change. Here we go. Alright, just gonna remind everybody, don't forget mandatory tire change. And we're going to start watching everybody as they have their little 10-minute practice session before we get this 40-minute endurance race out of the way. Yes, don't worry, Richard. I got you covered. I will do so. Don't worry, I got you covered, my brother. Let me do that now, actually. I do that every time. Guilty of it, but that's all good. Everything could be adjusted. Here we go. Alright, as these guys start making their way on the track, let's see what these guys are actually starting to do. Some guys is AMS Frencher, he's got his super softs on. HO Pro Sports starting on super softs. There's all different theories. I've had many people talk about different strategies. Me personally, I would just go by what the faster guys do from watching other live streams and stuff like that. Usually when it comes to tire wear and stuff like that, they're usually, if you're in 4th place and back 5th, 6th, 7th, usually you want yeah, you can join. Second wants to join, yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, second could join. So can you, dude. I got no problem with that. Got no problem with that. But yeah, let's get ourselves talking about the tires and stuff like that. The tire strategy and all that, there usually most people, if you're starting in the front of the grid, usually the top 4 would stay on the super soft compounds. From 4th, 5th, 6th place backwards, most people would usually use the softer compound tires. From what they say, is because the faster drivers are pretty much, they're already there, so you could hold on 1 second again, talking to the people out there. 8 minutes left. But yeah, so people in the front, they usually run the super soft compounds so that way there you don't get caught up trying to get caught up with them. It's a weird way how they explain it, but so that way there, if you go to your tire change and then when you put the super soft compound tires on, you should be able to gain up that lost ground that you had, paying attention to your fuel. I don't want to throw no hints out there, but I'm pretty sure one of my mates is gonna laugh, and I know he's listening right now. So if you watch how you shift the gears, sometimes depending on the way how you shift the gears, the way how you downshift, there's many different ways of preserving the fuel. In last night's semi-pro race, we actually had Warped Tour race, and I believe Shatho was the only 2 out of everybody that actually needed fuel. But that could be just the way how they were shifting the gears, over revving the motors, driving aggressively with the downshifting. Sometimes you gotta kind of practice your way of when you actually downshift, try to keep the car rotated at the same pace and not be so aggressive, because the physics of the game, when that meter goes up, the fuel wear goes down. So you're actually slowing down, but if the motor is actually revving, it's actually burning fuel in the race with the settings and specs, however you want to say it. the way how the algorithm works with the game, you know. But let's get ourselves out there. See some of the guys that's actually on the track is shot through. He's throwing down the fastest lap time of a 138.484. I gotta go check something real quick. Yeah, I got just sending my mate just sent me a friend request because I got the room is actually closed to certain people. But yeah, I've had the room closed for certain people, so I just had to accept a friend request because I keep my rooms closed to friends only. So we should be having guests invited very shortly. This is going to be pretty interesting as we got another person coming in. Looks like Optimal right now, he's actually throwing down the fastest time of 137.62. But I myself personally, I've put a 136.8 here, so I know we're gonna see some seriously fast lap times here. But we're not gonna race. I don't think we're gonna see anything until the actual official race. But yeah, definitely, it's gonna be pretty interesting, man. AMS Rancher, he's throwing down a 137.1. AMS Masters, 0.291 of a second off. And you have, yeah, Optimal just threw down a faster lap time. His personal best, 137.294. Walk Tall Racer, right now he's slowly making his way around. And his personal best so far right now is a 139.55, but he just picked up a big giant penalty. So right now, just waiting for, I think I got one more driver that's going to join. Just waiting for him to load up. Just waiting for, like I said, just waiting for this other driver to make his way. into the room. Hopefully we'll be able to get this on the way. AMS Rancher, he's having a little fun right there, playing around. He's got a 136.367 lap time. Definitely going to cause we're going to be getting ourselves ready. 5 minutes till start. His second wants to just throw out a hot lap, so I got no problem with him doing that. I'll give a heads up before we start. Like Gravy Illusions, he's got himself out there sitting in this nice little Golf Mazda livery that he has there. The lap times, as you can see, everybody's a little bit obviously not at the same pace as the AMS guys. As AMS Masters, he's obviously thrown down a 136.149. And I know that's still not the fastest pace as of yet, because once the fuel wear starts kicking in, that's when it's going to start getting very interesting. As the laps start dwindling down, when you start getting closer to the end of the race, the car starts getting a lot lighter. The lap times would obviously start getting a little lower as well. Since we have Sikkim out there right now, he's going to try and throw down a little hot lap and give these guys a couple more minutes before we get ourselves underway. I'm going to sit on board, watch Sikkim ACB 00. See what he can throw down lap time wise. Sikkim's getting ready to make his way down on corner 3. Let's see what he can do. I think he's trying to see if he could throw down a faster lap than these AMS guys. We're gonna see. As I know, he's definitely a fast driver. But he's had obviously the least amount of practice or tune on this. I know everybody else has had a little bit more practice, a little bit more time, a little bit more as he's collected 137. So he's definitely a little bit far off the pace there. But I need to get myself on the way and get this race started soon. So I'm just going to let everybody know. Load up everyone, let everybody know what time it is. And I'm just going to make sure I get these race settings. Just do one more double check. Alright, Donkey, just waiting for you to get back in, brother. I don't know if you can still hear me, Donkey. I want to get you in on the race there. I don't know if you can hear me if you're in. Are you watching? Alright, cool. Alright, no problem. So right now we've got a lot of eyes on the track right now. But whichever way, we got to get this race underway. So let's get this race going. And we're going to see who the real kingpin is of the Mazda Roadster. As AMS Masters was able to pull the brakes on AMS Wrencher. But AMS Wrencher, he watched last night, so I'm pretty sure he has a pretty decent strategy already planned out. But yeah, on the grid right now you have AMS Masters, AMS Wrencher, AMS Optimal, Leon H2O Pro Sports, Walk Tall Racer, Chateau ORG powered by Ford. So we're gonna get ourselves underway as the checkered flag is about ready to drop. And here we go. The green flag's been dropped. Everybody's got their own little bit of space in between each other right now. There's Masses right now is able to still hold that particular lead right there. AMS Wrencher right up in the draft. But I know all three of these drivers in first, second, and third place. They'll push each other maybe at the end, but right now it's too risky to. I'm not too sure what happened here with Optimal. Looks like issues for Leon, Optimal, and H2O Pro Sports. Not exactly what happened here, but I will address that later on. I'll get ourselves back up to the front right here. As Masters and AMS Wrencher got their own battle going right here between first and second place. As Optimal's already made his way already up into 5th place. As he always ends up having bad starts. Not too sure if people are bumping him or exactly what happened. But hopefully he stays as a good sport. 6-seater wicket. So, looks like ORG powered by Ford has pulled off to the side. Lost a little bit of control. And gave Optimal the room that he had for his little bit of control that he lost. But that will give AMS Optimal chance to catch up on Shatho. So, AMS Wrencher now. Side by side right next to AMS Masters. As they start making their way into corner 3. It's going to be very interesting between these two drivers. As Wrench is trying not to go on the bench, as Masters is definitely giving a little run for his money, as these two are trading paint. As these guys got to remember, I mean, it is a 40-minute endurance race, so hopefully they don't eliminate each other. Cause some serious drama between the two. But they're getting themselves ready almost for lap 3, side by side still. As they're both testing each other's egos out. As looks like Wrench just decided, says, I'll just sit behind you, I'll just take that draft, try and see if I can scoop up with the inside. As he's going to shoot up on the inside. I don't know if he's able to make it stick. As this is pretty action-packed, definitely, between these two drivers right now, as they've been side by side. You would think that the right-hand side of the car and the left-hand side of the other car was glued together. But the more they drive like that, hopefully they don't cause themselves to have an issue or an accident, because I mean, if you end up wrecking yourself, you got the other drivers that's not too far behind. They would appreciate that, because that'll give them more than enough time to clean up that real estate that's being taken away from them as this race is being unfolded. 35 minutes obviously left, as you got Shatho from ORG. He's sitting in 3rd place right now. It's AMS Optimal. He's pretty much right on the tail end side. But you got Leon as well. He's doing his thing as well. He's sitting right now in 5th place overall. Shout out to his son Ivan. If you watch your father, there's your dad doing his thing right there, representing. And you got H2O Pro Sports in 5th place. Walk Tall Racer right now sitting in 7th place. ORG powered by Ford and Drew 84. The battle back up the front is AMS Wrench is actually trying to get his wrench off the bench, as he's sitting up in 1st place right now. As looks like he got a little bit push out on the sand, and that's going to cause Shatho and AMS Optimal to claim a lot of real estate. Like I said, these guys duking it out a little bit earlier. And Shatho, he's actually right there, right on all 3 of them. Right now we got a 4-car battle right now as AMS Rancher Optimal trying to shoot up on the inside. I mean, we're all mates. We're all having a good time. We're all trying to put Wrench on the bench. Even Shatho. he's trying to do the same himself. But AMS Rancher still leading this race with Optimal in second place, followed by Shatho and AMS Masters sitting in third place. And actually looking at the tire strategy as well, believe it or not, AMS Rancher is on the Racing Super Sauce, Optimal's on the Super Sauce, and so is Masters, but Shatho is actually on the Racing Sauce, and he has got himself up in to fourth place. I think the best thing for him to do is pretty much stay in as close as he can. I would say roughly with the soft compound tires myself, I would use them for no more than maybe 16, 18 minutes at the max, because the tire wear, the way how it is. At the Super Sauce, they can get a good 22 to 25 minute segment out of them. So Shatho is falling a little bit off the pace, but we do have to remember that he does have the soft compound tires on, and those guys are on the Super Sauce. And let's make our way back to the front. This three-way battle between AMS, Masters, Wrench, and Optimal. And Shatho struggling to hold it on that last corner. By the looks of things, look like we've actually claimed a faster lap from AMS Masters, 1:37.004. Wrench is shooting up on the inside. Optimal's right there. All three drivers are pretty much glued to each other's hip right now. As Shatho is starting to fall off pace, and actually right behind Shatho you can actually see Leon and H2O Pro Sports. As these guys are getting pretty close to each other as they're doing their thing as well. I'm not too sure what happened to AMS Masters, but looked like he's actually left the race. Not too sure what happened. But that all that does is allow his AMS Rancher to pretty much make his way up to the front now, as AMS Masters, not too sure if he had an internet failure, but we need to keep on moving on with this race, as the fastest lap now officially been set has been put down by AMS Rancher, 1:36.777. My favorite three numbers right there. So Drew 84 looked like he's dropped out of the race. I'm not too sure what happened there. Yeah, it looks like Drew 84, he's dropped out. I gotta remember, he's also in England. It's pretty late where he is. Shatho now is officially in third place now, as H2O Pro Sports. Leon in fifth place. Walk Tour Racer sitting in sixth place. And ORG Powered by Ford, he's sitting in seventh. But AMS Rancher, he's actually put a faster lap time, faster segment. 0.067 faster, so he might actually be able to even drop his lap time even more. So I know these guys can actually get themselves in the, from what I know these guys can get in the 35s if they really wanted to. I think they're just driving smart, not overdriving to cause any accidents or go off course. The gap between first place and second place is slowly gaining, up to 1.5 seconds between first and second place. Shatho still has him in his sights, believe it or not. As I said, Shatho is part of Team ORG. He's doing his thing as well. Vice versa with the person in fourth place, Leon. H2O Pro Sports is sitting in fifth place right now as he's trying to fight his way up to Leon 24. Walk Tall Racer, not too far off. H2O Pro Sports is actually in his sights. You have also ORG Powered by Ford sitting in the rear, but he also has Walk Tall Racer in his sights. But you got Shot though, he's still really pushing pretty hard on them soft compound tires. I know he's just going to get faster and faster if he gets on the super sauce earlier. Me personally, I would try and aim for that first. But fuel strategy as well. He's literally almost it's getting very close to halfway underneath his tank, so that actually might blow in his face the way how he's pulling away, the way how he is from the rest of the field. But his fuel, he's definitely by far nowhere near as fuel saving as Rich has definitely saved a lot more fuel than he did before. As I think Richard, if he was to, even though where he is now, he might need to pit earlier, get on them super sauce earlier. And like I said, that things, this soft compound tires, they have quite a bit of life in them. But the super sauce, you can, like I said, you can get a good 20-25 minutes out of them. But you have ORG Powered by Ford right on his tail as well. But if Richard was to pit and get off damn soft compound tires as early as possible, he'll be on the super sauce early and get the heat in the tires early, and keep his car a little bit more consistent early. But AMS Rancher still leading the way, throwing down even a faster lap time of 1:36.583. AMS Optimal, his fastest lap time so far is 1:36.857. I think that's his overall fastest lap time that he's had altogether. I believe that's the first time he's actually even gotten into 1:36, so close to optimal. AMS Optimalist Prime, as he always tells me all the time, the 3 P's, practice, practice, practice. Shatho still has these guys in his sights, but he's not even halfway through the segment, and he's already at a point to where he actually needs to put fuel in his car, because he's already at just underneath the halfway mark. So even though where he is, he's going to lose roughly 3 or 4 seconds just trying to give the car the fuel to make up for the amount of time that he's going to lose in the race, just for the simple fact because of the way how he's burning his fuel. But Walk Tall Racer, He's got clean air. He's all by himself. But he's already done his tire change. And it looks like Shotho, he's decided to pit. And as you can see, he's definitely going to have to put some fuel in that car. But by him pitting, that's going to allow Richard, Walk-Tall Racer, some extra time to clean up some of that real estate. As Shotho is still in the pits. We're watching him right now. And his car's literally just starting to take off. He's got more than enough fuel in his tank. I think he kind of overfilled it. I think he needs to start working on how much fuel he actually needs to keep in the car. But that allowed Richard to be now, instead of where he was, now he's 3 seconds behind Shotho now. And if the heat starts getting in the tires for Richard and vice versa for Shotho, these guys can start getting those 137 seconds on their lap times as well. As Shotho has actually thrown down a 137.6 on his soft compound tires, which is actually pretty fast. So he's definitely been putting in the work to get a 137.6. Walk-Tall Racer, his fastest time overall is a 138.1. Like I said, the two guys that's sitting in the back, though, they're the only two that's actually pitted. So we're gonna have AMS Rancher, AMS Optimal, H2O Pro Sports, Leon, and ORG powered by Ford in a position to where they're going to have to be pitting. But where they're located, depending on the pace that Walk-Tall and Shotho can pick up, because these guys are going to be on the fresher tires. Hopefully you will be able to see these guys claim some more of that real estate, so that way they're, when it gets closer to the end of the race, they can have a better chance on the other drivers. But AMS Rancher, he's still leading the way. He's thrown out his fastest lap time now of 136.416. And Optimal still has him in his eyesight as he makes his way around corner one, following AMS Rancher. And H2O Pro Sports and Leon, they're having a great battle between themselves into corner one. So first, second, third, and fourth, they're all on the same straightaway, but first and second is making their way around corner three, and third and fourth place was making their way around corner one, sorry. So there's a battle between first and second, and a battle between third and fourth. As you can see, OIG powered by Ford has them in their sights as well. But the gap between 7th place and 6th place has actually dwindled as well. There's a Walk-Tall Racer. He's got himself roughly around 2.4 seconds and dwindling. And he's actually got, on that first section right there, he's actually got a purple. If he could actually hold that same pace the whole way through. AMS Rancher as well, though, he's making his way across the start finish line again. 14 laps deep, 18 minutes left. AMS Wrencher is going to stay on them super softs as long as possible. Optimal still has him in his eyesight. But between first place to fifth place, these guys all still have to pit. Wrenches, like I said, still leading the way. Optimal's now he's gotten a fellow off a little bit more. He's 3.4 seconds off the pace. H2O Pro Sports still duking it out with Leon, battling for that third place. Tire we're between the two. Leon is not as bad as H2O Pro Sports, and the fuel on Leon is definitely he's been leaning out his fuel, or just the way how he's using his gearbox, the way how he's shifting up or down shifting. But even vice versa, even with AMS Wrencher and Optimal. AMS Wrencher has actually used a little bit more fuel than Optimal. That could be from the way how they're changing the gears and the gearbox and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they have the pretty much exact same tune. And they've actually got a little bit more fuel than Leon and pretty much the rest of the field. But that gap between first place and second place is actually starting to get a little bit more broader. As now we've got a purple section now for Wrench again. I think he's trying to aim for one of those 1:35 second lap times. I know he can do it. I've actually seen it. But if he can actually do it during a race, not a practice session, that's two different things. Because usually when you're racing, you're just focusing on keeping all four wheels on the track. And he's doing pretty good with that. Obviously had a little bit of an issue early in the race. Not too sure what happened with Masters. I obviously dropped out of the race, but AMS Wrencher, Masters, and Optimal was having a great race early on. Looks like everybody's starting to spread out a little bit, find their own little section, their own little bubble, their own little space. As myself saying that right now, that's Wrench now is up to 4 seconds over Optimal, who's getting himself ready for the start finish line straight away, so he could still has him in his eyesights, but the eyesight's getting a little bit squinty-eyed as AMS Wrench is starting to pull a little bit more gap away from his second place component competition he's racing against. But it looks like H2O Pro Sports, he's the first person out of the Super Softs to make the switch, which is going to play a very important role for Shatho sitting in 6th place and Walk Tall Racer, because being that he was on the Super Softs, he'll be coming out on the actual soft compound tires, but that will cause Shatho and Walk Tall to now claim those spots. But then as H2O Pro Sports comes out, he's going to be on the softer compound tire, which has roughly between half to 1 second pace slower. And he's got more than enough fuel, so he can really dump the fuel. He doesn't really have to have it so lean. But depending on the way he chooses to race his race, it's on him. First place, still leading the way, AMS Wrencher. Might claim a penalty. Getting all up on that green paint once again, but still got a very comfortable lead. Optimal's dwindled some of that away, as now it's not 4 seconds off, but it's still pretty close. He's down in the 3 second zone, as he still has AMS Wrencher in his eyesight. Wrencher knows, Optimal also knows, Leon, and ORG powered by Ford. The top 4 drivers, neither one of them have pitted for their soft compound tires. So it's going to be pretty interesting because the time is starting to run down. If you look at the pace of these drivers, they're keeping a steady-ish pace, but the fast pace of what they used to have, it's starting to come up a little bit. So it's starting to look like these tires are starting to wear off just a little bit, even though the car is getting lighter as the laps are going on. As you can see, he's now 0.046 of a second off. I know pretty soon it's going to get to the point where AMS Wrencher is going to pit. Is he going to pit before AMS Optimal? He's going to stay out for one more lap. Where's Optimal? Nope, Optimal's going to stay out as well. Not too sure if Leon or ORG powered by Ford. Optimal's actually throwing down the fastest lap time now of a 1:36.169. We're getting closer to those 1:35s as these laps are winding down, but fastest laps, as I always say, will never win a race. Consistency will always do it. Sitting on Leon's car right now, he's claiming more penalties, so it's going to cause him to slow down some more. Also with Ford, battle for 5th place now starting to get a little heated. There's Shatho, Astro Pro Sports, and Walk Tall Racer. Definitely got their own little battle going on in the back. AMS Wrencher got a personal best right now. It's not a purple, but he does have a personal best. I think he might be trying to go for that overall fastest lap time. He's still got more than enough time to pit. As you can see, he knows full well he has a personal best, so he's going to try and aim for that 1:35 lap time as his. Nope, unfortunately he couldn't do it. 2/10 off. Looking at the time, we've got 10 minutes left as AMS Wrencher still leading the way. The gap between himself and second place has pretty much been same spot as it was. Leon, he's sitting in 3rd place. ORG Ford, he's still in 4th place. Well, like I said, it's going to start getting very interesting because there's 10 minutes left and AMS Wrencher, Optimal, Leon, and Ford. Neither one of these 4 drivers have actually pitted. Wrencher starts coming around. Still somewhat on pace. There's Optimal is slowly starting to keep that pace somewhat the same. It looks like it keeps on falling off then picking back up. So from what it's showing, certain sections Optimal is faster than AMS Wrencher starts regaining the gap in between these 2 drivers. But yeah, these guys are still staying out there and time's coming down late and these guys need a pit. I'll give them a friendly reminder. I'm pretty sure these guys know what they're doing. But doesn't hurt to give them a little friendly reminder. To remind them that they need to change their tires. Walktall and Shatho now, being that these two are on the super soft compound tires, and H2O Pro Sports is on the soft compound tire. From what I was saying, usually sometimes that's the better way to go. If you start mid-pack or backpack, usually you're better off starting off with the soft compound tires. Finish off with the super soft tires. And just by having that decision, that's actually allowing Shatho and Walktall to pull away from H2O Pro Sports, just because they chose a different tire strategy, which is actually going to help them out a lot. But Shatho right now and Walktall Racer, they're definitely duking it out between the two of them. But as Optimal now, he's leading the race. He hasn't pitted. Neither has Leon. Leon's sitting in second place. There's 6 minutes left. Even though Leon is in second place, he's still somewhat behind AMS Wrencher, as AMS Wrencher is on the fresh tires, the racing soft compound tires. ORG powered by Ford 6 got a pit as well. There's about 24 seconds gap between himself and Walktall Racer. So I believe when he goes to pit, Walktall, Shatho, and H2O Pro Sports might claim that spot from Ford. So far right now, the only people that hasn't pitted so far is AMS Optimal, Leon, and ORG powered by Ford. I'm going to assume that Optimal, Leon, and Ford. But Optimal, he's actually cutting it pretty close with his fuel wear as well. He's definitely been dumping the wrench down, and Leon looked like he might actually run out of fuel before he even gets into the pits. Also threw down a personal best of a 137.253. Optimal still has the pit, Leon and Ford. gave my warning as Optimal does. So I believe AMS Optimal, even though he's leading right now, I believe he's going to pit anyway, because he's got to get those tires changed. Or not? Is he? No, he's going for one more. AMS Wrencher has broken away from Leon as Leon has done his pit as he's going in. Leon went for the long strategy. Hopefully it doesn't backfire for Optimal, waiting too long. Powered by Ford, he's also in there pitted. Leon, he's also going to need fuel. The gap between first and second place is down to 23 seconds now. That time was about the same. Same amount of time a pit will be, so depending on the way how it is, Optimal might just poke his nose out in front, or Wrench would just get around the bend just in time. Optimal's a pretty good pro at this endurance race stuff, so he knows how to pretty much push the limits with the tire and fuel. He knows full well his own strategy. I don't even think I really even needed to remind him, but at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt to let everybody know what's going on. But being that he is in the pits, that will put AMS Wrencher on the start finish line straightaway, and Optimal actually needs fuel. And I'm not too sure what happened with Ford. I didn't catch that, but stick to the wicket, brother. You're almost there at the end. But AMS Wrencher still leading the way. So Optimal is pretty much, he's actually a little bit closer to Wrench than where he was. Walk Tall Racer, he was able to grab the 4th place overall. Shatho with the 5th, H2O with 6, ORG powered by Ford the 7th. But right now, battle for first place is still going on. As AMS Wrencher was able to get the 25th lap in. As I believe the semi-pro race, if I'm right, I believe they only got 24 laps in. So the pro race, because of the lap times and the pace, AMS Wrencher was able to make it happen to where instead of them having 24 laps, they was actually able to throw it on 25. And he's making his way down the start finish line straightaway to take another first place. AMS Masters put a halt to it in the sprint race, but AMS Wrencher was able to reclaim his throne for the 40-minute endurance race. So we'll definitely say he'll be a 50-50 when it comes to the, I guess, the Mazda King. But that was a pretty good race between all these drivers, as AMS Wrencher was able to secure first place. AMS Optimal, second place. Leon in third. Walk Tall Racing fourth. Shatho, H2O Pro Sports, and ORG powered by Ford. But yeah, if anybody that watches this race, hey, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Stay tuned because I will be doing this a lot more often. We'll be hosting one of my races in 2 weeks. I pretty much think I know what car I'm going to use in combination. But next week, Brianne 354, if any of you guys want to get in, if some Pro Tune League racing, she will be hosting events. It's open for everybody. It doesn't matter what team you're for. If you're into tuning, mainly street cars and stuff like that. That's what we aim for. We try to use a lot of cars that a lot of people don't use often. But I was asked a lot for the Mazda roadster, so we chose to do it. But once again, thank you very much, and hopefully I could get to see you guys be part of the next event next time.